The drama surrounding Sean Diddy Combs has erupted into something far beyond a celebrity scandal. What began as quiet murmurs and sealed lawsuits has morphed into a federal courtroom circus, complete with jaw-dropping witness lists, blistering testimony, and a judge who isn't holding back his sarcasm. As jury selection drags on, legal bombshells keep dropping. And for Diddy, this isn't just a legal fight, it's a reputational meltdown playing out in real time. It all started on May 5th, when Diddy strolled into a Manhattan courtroom for what he expected to be a routine day of jury selection. Dressed in a navy suit and rimless glasses, the music mogul looked composed. But that composure didn't last. The judge, Arun Subramanian, immediately set the tone with deadpan jokes about Diddy's never-ending list of aliases, saying the jury questionnaire was longer than Lord of the Rings. The gallery laughed. Reporters scrambled to jot it down. Diddy, sitting stone-faced, became the butt of the courtroom's humor. But the laughter ended as soon as the charges were laid out. Diddy is facing 5 felony counts, including 2 for transporting individuals across state lines for illicit purposes, and 1 for conspiracy. Prosecutors claim Diddy orchestrated an elaborate exploitation enterprise over several years, using lavish gifts, pressure, and high-profile promises to lure women into compromised situations. These weren't one-off accusations. They allege a pattern, a system, and if convicted, Diddy could be looking at a life sentence. The prosecution, led by Assistant U.S. Attorney Rachel Collins, says they've got the receipts, bank records, encrypted chats, travel logs, guest lists, even rideshare data. They allege Diddy used private jets, security teams, and luxury hotels across Miami, LA, and Vegas to manipulate and control his accusers. Shell companies and NDAs, they say, weren't business tools, they were shields. And while Diddy's defense insists all interactions were consensual, the government sees it differently. They call it coercion, carefully disguised control. In the courtroom, the defense team, led by high-powered attorney Benjamin Brafman, has been fighting fire with fire. Brafman argues the charges are built on flimsy hearsay and twisted gossip, that what the prosecution calls conspiracy is nothing more than industry norm, extravagance mistaken for criminality. He insists the messages between Diddy and his accusers prove nothing sinister. In one, a woman thanks Diddy for changing her life. But prosecutors say that's the point. It shows dependency, manipulation, not gratitude. The stakes couldn't be higher. If convicted, Diddy doesn't just risk prison. He could lose his properties, his music catalog, and the empire he spent decades building. Federal agents already raided his homes in March, seizing hard drives and surveillance systems. His Beverly Hills mansion and a Long Island estate are on the seizure list. Even his Bad Boy Records masters are in play. Prosecutors are coming for everything. What's more, this isn't happening in isolation. Since November 2023, Diddy has faced a tidal wave of civil suits. Many pause now to avoid clashing with a criminal trial. And the government is clearly taking notes from the R. Kelly playbook, using racketeering and RICO laws to bring down a cultural icon with a history of questionable behavior. It's a strategy that's proven effective before. And Diddy's team knows it. As this unfolds, jury selection has become a battlefield of its own. With more than 150 potential jurors surveyed, only 9 have been cleared so far. A 120-question form digs deep into their media consumption, music preferences, and opinions on celebrity charity work. The judge has ruled the jury will remain anonymous and partially sequestered, fearing the intensity of public pressure and media frenzy could corrupt the process. Outside the courthouse, protesters chant for justice. Fans blast Bad Boy classics. Inside, Diddy sits mostly quiet, occasionally whispering to his lawyers. His mother has been in the courtroom, sitting 3 rows back with a notebook, watching her son fight for his freedom. The evidence being brought in paints a chilling picture. Financial forensic experts say over $30 million in questionable payouts flowed through Diddy's companies. Payments labeled consulting or event advances went to people with no real contracts. Prosecutors argue that's proof of payoff culture. The defense calls it standard business. And then there's the most damning material: hotel security logs, encrypted messages, and surveillance footage. These documents allegedly place Diddy and several accusers at the same properties, at the exact times the incidents in the indictment are said to have happened. 2 of Diddy's former bodyguards have even flipped, granted immunity in exchange for testimony. One claims he delivered envelopes of cash. The other, that he confiscated phones using something called Red Code Protocol at Diddy's infamous freak-off parties. One name in particular keeps coming up: Cassie Ventura. Though she settled with Diddy in a civil case last year, court documents now reveal she's been subpoenaed to testify. Her 2016 hotel surveillance footage, where Diddy was seen dragging her down a hallway, will be presented as evidence. Despite the defense's attempts to suppress it, the judge ruled it relevant to the larger conspiracy narrative. In response, Diddy's legal team is preparing to counter with a psychological defense, possibly arguing diminished capacity due to substance use. But prosecutors filed a motion to block that, calling it speculative and irrelevant. They want to keep the focus on what they call clear, repeated abuse of power. Meanwhile, the public is watching every moment. The media coverage is relentless. Over 28,000 mentions across platforms, and the trial hasn't even officially begun. Spotify has slapped disclaimers on his catalog. Sean John paused a fashion collaboration, and whispers of cancelled brand deals grow louder by the week. Still, not everyone's jumping ship. Music rights attorneys say some labels are holding off until the verdict. History has shown, after all, that public memory is selective. R. Kelly's streaming numbers dipped but didn't vanish. The question is whether Diddy will be granted the same cultural leniency, or if this trial will mark the final chapter. As the court prepares for opening statements, tentatively scheduled for May 12th, this much is clear. The stakes are sky high, the courtroom is under siege, and the man once known for commanding the stage now finds himself struggling just to keep his name intact. Is this a justified reckoning, or another case of celebrity trial by media? Let us know in the comments. And if you're following the courtroom chaos, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. This trial is far from over, and the biggest twists might still be ahead.